Hello and welcome back to the recap on Women's Football Talk. Now before we get into today's video, make sure you smash that subscribe button and turn on the post notification bell so you never miss a video of ours, and that you're following us on Twitter and Instagram for all the latest news and stories as and when it happens. So let's get back to the first recap of 2023 as we look back at all the weekend's action here in England and on the continent as well. So let's start off with the top game here in England, which was first versus second at the time, Arsenal versus Chelsea from the Emirates Stadium. Now, on paper, I said on the rundown on Friday I expected this one to be a draw possibly, and I was proven right. Both teams having some chances, but for me they were quite poor in the final third. I mean, there was many times in that game where I thought Arsenal could have easily had 3 or 4 goals had their final third passing been better. Chelsea again had a couple of chances as the game went on, but nothing too demanding for Manuel Edzensberger until late on in the game. Let's start off with the first goal for Arsenal. Very contentious penalty decision, as I believe it was Caitlin Foord that gets fouled just outside the box, and then there was another foul by Niamh Charles as she progressed into the box, so the referee adjudged that to have been a penalty. Again, for me, it's one of them where you see the foul occur initially outside the box and then there's a continuation of it. I think the free kick would have been more justified and then not a penalty. But Kim Little steps up to take it and scores it, so to give Arsenal the lead. No surprise there, Kim Little was very good at set pieces, and I think for me she's one of the best to have ever do it, and yeah, good goal there. And then the substitutions Chelsea made, bringing on Jelena Kankovic and Ev Perisic, definitely changed the game up for Chelsea, made them look more fluid on their attack, and then it was Jelena Kankovic putting in a great ball to find Sam Kerr with a header to make it 1-1. Main talking point from this, in my opinion, was the Arsenal left-hand side, Chelsea right-hand side in terms of attacking, because Lauren James looked absolutely brilliant at times attacking, and then there was times where Steph Catley's defence was really good, making in some strong tackles, and then on the reverse side of that, Caitlin Foord going forward on that left-hand side, and then Niamh Charles defending. It seemed to be a really one-way battle, hence why Niamh Charles got substituted in that one, because Caitlin Foord just seemed to have too much fun on that side. And I think the main reason was that because she didn't seem to be getting much defensive help from Lauren James in a sense, so it made her more vulnerable at times. Same with Steph Catley as well, she wasn't really getting the support from her fellow Australian Caitlin Foord in terms of coming back and helping her out defensively. But overall I think a draw is very fair and just, and looking back on the game now, I think Arsenal will be a little bit disappointed that they couldn't hang on and be better in the final third, because I'd say they had the slightly better chances to go on and win that game had it not been for some fantastic saves by Zecira Musovic in goal. Right, let's have a look at the other games now in the WSL, and it was an absolute goal fest at Leigh Sports Village as Manchester United put 6 past Liverpool. A fantastic performance by Mark Skinner's side sees them go above Arsenal on goal difference. United absolutely clinical, got some early goals in, and Liverpool did have 1 or 2 chances, but pretty much after United got their third it just became pure dominance from Mark Skinner's side, and then for the rest of the game there on out, United just looked like the commanding bigger side that they are at this minute in time in the WSL. So a fantastic performance there by Manchester United. Elsewhere, Manchester City managed to beat West Ham United 1-0 in the late game. Very close game. West Ham will be disappointed not to at least walk away with 1 point there, but Khadija Shaw did score the only goal in that game. Leicester City got their first win of this season, beating Brighton and Hove Albion 3-0. A much improved performance by Willie Kirkside, looking absolutely fantastic. Brighton still getting used to manager Jens Schuur's tactics and his style of play. They'd played one behind closed door game just before this weekend against Southampton, so they're still getting used to his style of play and everything, so that's why they're not fully there with it yet. Everton managed to beat Reading in an absolute goal fest. Fantastic performance in the end by Brian Sorenson's side, and what a game it was for Gabby George, who scored an absolute screamer of a goal. And then the game on Saturday saw Aston Villa beat Tottenham by 2-1, with Beth England scoring on her Tottenham debut, but it wasn't enough as they ultimately ended up losing. Right, let's have a look at the European leagues now, and Barcelona managed to continue their 100% record in Liga F by winning 3-0 against Sporting Huelva. Atletico Madrid drew 2-2 with Villarreal, with Eva Navarro scoring her first goals, because she scored both of them for Atletico Madrid. So since her move to Atletico in the summer, but obviously she'd been out still recovering from her ACL injury. Real Madrid beat Real Betis by 4-0, and Sevilla beat Madrid CFF by 4-2. Over in France, PSG managed to beat Rodez by 1-0, whilst Lyon put 3 past Soyo Charente in a game that saw Amal Madri make her first return in over 471 days, which was absolutely brilliant to see there. And Fleury beat Paris FC by 2-0. And over in Italy, finally, Roma were the big winners of this weekend, beating Fiorentina by 7-1. Elsewhere, Inter Milan beat Sampdoria 4-0. Pomigliano beat Como by 1-0, AC Milan beat Parma by 2-0, and Juventus and Sassuolo played out a 1-1 draw. So it's good to have football back here in England, and with all the European leagues as well slowly coming back. We still have to wait for the German Bundesliga to come back. That is not back until early February, and the Eredivisie in the Netherlands will be back this week, so we'll be getting back to our full usual bill of football soon, so that is fantastic to see. Right, we'll be back later on this week with our rundown, looking ahead to the weekend's games, and of course our transfer special on Friday, where we look back at all the transfers that happened during this week. But in the meantime, like I said at the start, make sure you like and subscribe and turn on the post notification bell so you never miss a video of ours, and that you're following us on Twitter and on Instagram for all the latest news and stories as and when it happens. And if you want to keep up to date with transfers before our video comes out later on this week, we do have a dedicated page on our website, wftalk.com, and then there you'll find the article there of all the transfers that have happened. But until next time, we'll see you soon.